The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. 3 late qualifiers have entered races for Jacksonville Beach City Council as qualifying ended last week. Former Jacksonville Beach Councilman Tom Taylor exited the House District 11 race and filed to run against Councilman Keith Doherty. Taylor said in a post on Facebook that his focus will be to work to share his vision of preserving and growing the progress the city has made in building a community where citizens are safe, can build their businesses, and raise their families. The other 2 are political newcomers, though both have been active in Jacksonville Beach politics. Deck the Chair's Executive Director Curtis Loftus has qualified to run against Councilwoman Chris Hoffman, and local businessman Bill Stevens, owner of the Beachside Surf Shop in Jacksonville Beach, has qualified to run against Councilman Phil Vogelsang. Doherty, Hoffman, and Vogelsang are all serving their first term in office. With only 2 candidates in each race, the election for all of those offices will be held in November, along with the national and state elections. In Neptune Beach, qualifying closed with 3 candidates for mayor: Councilwoman Kara Tucker, former Jacksonville Councilwoman Elaine Brown, and former Neptune Beach Councilman Bob Shimp are all on the ballot in August. Councilman Scott Wiley and Rory Diamond were both unopposed for seats on the Neptune Beach City Council, and they'll take office in December. The Atlantic Beach Commission decided Monday not to purchase a parcel of land at 54 East Coast Drive and convert it into parking for Town Center. City Manager Nelson Van Leer had proposed the purchase, which would have cost the city an initial outlay of $1.2 million, plus ongoing maintenance costs of about $16,000 per year and the loss of about $6,000 annually in tax revenue. There's also a structure on the property that would have had to have been demolished and the parking lot paved and landscaped. The city considered the purchase because if the parcel was owned by the city, it could be converted into parking without changing the zoning of the land, which is currently residential. If a private owner wanted to build a parking lot, it would have required a zoning change to light commercial, which some residents living near the parcel opposed. If the zoning were changed, it could not be converted back to a residential lot. While the commission agreed that there is a parking problem in Town Center, Commissioner John Stinson said that there are other reasons that he doesn't visit Town Center during peak tourist season.
When I can't find parking, I also can't get in the restaurants. I have to sit for an hour to an hour and a half to get a table in the restaurant. And so it's not because there's no parking that I don't go down to the restaurant. It's because I can't get in there because there's so many people there already. And I don't know that we're actually, by adding parking, I'm not sure that we're actually helping the merchants. And I know the merchants have done a lot of studies on this and they probably feel very differently. But as a resident, I don't go because I can't get in the restaurant. It's an hour to an hour and a half wait. Is this going to solve that? I don't think so.
Commissioner Blythe Waters said she would prefer to spend the $1.2 million on projects such as parks or the purchase of preservation land.
What I take away from that isn't that we should buy this, isn't that we should rezone something CL, but that as a commission we need to make a commitment to working together with Neptune Beach and the Beaches Town Center Agency to create a business overlay district and to help facilitate solutions to the parking problem.
Commissioner Jimmy Hill said that the city should look at specific parking for scooters, golf carts, and bicycles to help alleviate the parking problem. 3 scooters can be parked in the same space as 1 car, and more residents are using that kind of transportation to get around the beach. The commission voted unanimously not to purchase the property. The Neptune Beach City Council will discuss and vote on a waste hauling contract at its meeting this coming Tuesday. The city had considered bids from Waste Pro and Advanced Disposal earlier this year, but some members of the council had wanted to add specific items to the request for proposals, and a new RFP was issued in June. It's likely the company that is selected will hold the same schedule of trash pickup that is currently used in Neptune Beach. The hauler will also pick up the tipping fees required to place trash in the county landfill. Well, when we come back, Can Tarpon Springs be a model for Mayport? This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Neptune Beach will hold a public hearing and initial vote Tuesday on an ordinance that would prevent gas stations from being built in the city. The ordinance is a reaction to the controversy surrounding the proposed Gate gas station and convenience store that's planned for Atlantic Beach next to the beach diner. Currently in Neptune Beach, a gas station can be built in certain commercial zoning districts, but only by special exception. The proposed change would ban the businesses entirely from Neptune Beach. There's only one gas station in the city, a Shell station at the corner of Penman Road and Atlantic Boulevard. And Neptune Beach will vote to finalize its revocable lease agreement with South Coast Capital on Tuesday night. The vote should end a long-running dispute between the city and the developer, considering the privately owned parking lots in Town Center. Under the terms of the agreement, the city will allow South Coast Capital to continue to use a city easement as part of its parking lot and will agree to some free public parking in the Lemon Street lot. The city has also asked that residents be allowed to park in the privately owned lot for regular city council meetings. South Coast Capital will also contribute $15,000 towards the development of more free public parking in Neptune Beach in the Central Business District. On a recent visit to Tarpon Springs, just north of Tampa, I was struck by the similarities between the Greek sponge fishing village and the fishing village of Mayport. Tarpon Springs could be a model for what Mayport might become. Tarpon Springs grew up around the sponge diving industry on the Gulf Coast, which still thrives, but the town has parlayed the industry and the Greek heritage of those who settled there 100 or so years ago into a tourist destination that attracts thousands of people each year. There's one central street along the docks in Tarpon Springs. It's easy to walk from one end of the street to the other in a relatively short time. The street is thriving with small shops and restaurants, many of them Greek, and exhibits that pay homage to the sponging industry for which the area is famous. Tour boats carry visitors out into the river, with actors portraying sponge divers and offering a glimpse of that way of life. In the evening, multiple sunset cruises ply the river. There's ample public parking at a modest cost of $3 to $5 for the entire day. The lots are attended during the day, but automated kiosks will take your money in the evening. And there are no hotels along the waterfront. We stayed in a hotel in nearby Holiday, Florida. No further than Jacksonville Beach is from Mayport. As we sat in a waterfront restaurant having lunch, we talked about how the town could be a model for Mayport. The plans for our fishing village have always included shops and restaurants along the river, and there's even room to provide parking. With the Port Authority completely underwater on their riverfront property purchase for a cruise terminal that never materialized, there's recently been some discussion about the port leasing parcels to private developers, with incentives for some of the early pioneers, to begin to transform the village into a destination. And with the ferry available, there's no reason that concept couldn't extend to both sides of the river. As property values increase due to the development, the Port Authority might finally be able to recoup its investment on the land. We want to celebrate our river, but the opportunities for waterfront dining and access to the river are limited. Tarpon Springs, a destination by any definition, might just provide a blueprint for how Mayport can become a destination celebrating the shrimping and fishing industries for which it's known. Well, it's Independence Day weekend, and that means tens of thousands of people will be coming to the beach to enjoy some sunshine and sand, as well as the annual fireworks display on Monday night. The police departments of the 3 beach communities will be out in force. Illegal fireworks may be confiscated, and police will be looking for public intoxication and disorderly conduct. Local officials say everyone should come out and enjoy the beach, but visitors should do so respectfully. And don't forget, parking will be prohibited on 1st Street in Neptune Beach on July 4th. And because July 4th falls on a Monday, the regular meeting of the Neptune Beach City Council will be held on Tuesday this week. Jacksonville Beach traditionally takes a hiatus on the first week of July. They'll return to regular business on July 18th.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
The National Weather Service says we can expect a good chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, then fewer storms on Sunday and Independence Day. For the rest of the week, there is just the normal chance of our regular afternoon thunderstorms. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s, climbing into the low 90s by midweek, with lows in the mid to upper 70s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.